Hello, I'm Cullen. This is Street Fighter Duel Fast Tips. This time, it's the advanced tips that I have for you, dropping them as fast as my monologue brain will let me. But now you know the drill, so let's jump into it. Resource allocation, or picking good skills. Don't burn all of your resources as soon as you get your first unit to double S. I took Mad Ryu and started investing in his fighting spirit before I realized that I didn't want his fighting spirit to be the first one to level 30. Don't be like me. Mad Ryu is fun and can carry, but when you start reaching the level where you have fighting spirits that can get to level 30, you don't want to have a character that you aren't working on to look like this. Interrupts. Many characters have abilities that can stop enemies from completing their combo chain, either by interrupting directly, like Guy, or by stunning units like Beast Zangief. This will allow you to push advantage in a stage by preventing key units from becoming knocked out, and it'll become a necessity later on once you push the later stages if you're trying to push past content you may be a little underleveled for. So consider checking out the video in the card above if you don't know how to perform an interrupt. EX Freeze. This relatively new tech allows you to time your interrupts even more consistently, which makes clearing stages, in turn, easier. I talk about the potential that EX moves could have in a previous video, but Pika actually put out an excellent video detailing how to perform them much more consistently and how he adapted the tech, which I'll link in the description below. Cody. Cody has a unique skill called Jailbreak. This allows you to use his super without expending your meter once during a match, even if it's the first super you use, and continue your combos from there. What some entrepreneuring players discovered is that this will actually allow you to clear some stages you normally wouldn't be able to clear since the enemy goes well before you do. With Cody, Beast Zangief, and your main carry, you can deal a ton of damage and interrupt before you would normally be able to without Cody. Consider giving him a try if you're stuck on some stages. The Vehicle and Garage passive. Once fighters reach SSS tier, they can finally equip vehicles, which will unlock their vehicle passive. When you have 3 unique vehicles for the specific character, you'll unlock half of it, and then when you have 6, you'll unlock the other half. These skills fundamentally change the character, giving some incredible buffs, such as negating enemy passives, looking at you Bison, increasing stun chance and damage, or replacing normal attacks with skills. You can check your vehicle passives for units you don't have yet in a very roundabout way. If you go to Fighters, Gallery, select the fighter that you're interested in learning about their passive, and then do their trial, then you can view their vehicle passive when you go to the stage lineup and select your fighters. If you didn't know that information, then clearly that means I have some forbidden knowledge, so maybe that's worth a sub? Leveling after 240. Once you reach level 240, how you level changes fundamentally. First, all resources that you put into leveling up to this point are refunded, and this is one of the first times that it won't be breakstones that break your spirit. All units level up at the same time, meaning multiple teams are possible since your highest units are, well, all of your limit break units. Shadaloo City Satsui Onslaught. Really quickly, I just wanted to give a shout out to Mark for letting me use his Satsui Onslaught footage. I don't actually have the game mode yet. All footage of this game mode is taken from his video that he put out. Again, thank you Mark. Go follow him if you haven't before. Links in the description below. This is a much harder version of the Shadaloo City event. You unlock this game mode after clearing floor 30-20 in the challenge stages, and potentially after clearing normal Shadaloo City 30 times. To break it down, specific negative effects are added each floor that make it more difficult to progress through the floors than normal Shadaloo City. You must use specific elemental units on the run, which severely limits your team that you can brew. You don't get buffs from every stage, only from hard stages, which are identified by the gold floor beneath the fighter, and you will only get 1 buff to choose. Once you make it to the end of each floor, you get the chance to choose between 3 SSS boost cards. These are very powerful and the first time we have seen them appear in the game. This is also the first time where we see Oni, the strongest incarnation of Akuma, and Evil Ryu, Mad Ryu's cooler older brother. This also means that it's probably fairly likely that we will see them as playable characters relatively soon. Once you clear floor 2, floor 3 will start to introduce some fights with 2 different waves. You must clear both fights to progress to the next stage. Satsui Onslaught tips. You can see which buffs you will get from clearing stages before you go to that stage, so don't pick a hard stage that will give you an ability that you do not need. In the fights with multiple different teams, you have the option to adjust your lineup for the second fight without the option to slot in the fighters that you used during the first one. This is really useful for any last minute adjustments if the previous fight didn't necessarily go as anticipated or you have a better idea for the next one. You can quit out of a fight that you lost a key member in but haven't finished yet, and you will reset all fighters' health values to what they were before the fight. This is also true for Trial Grounds, Inverse World, and any other game mode that is stamina based where you retain your health between matches. In honor of keeping everything bite-sized and digestible, that'll be all I have for today. If there was something that you found out that you didn't know before, leave a like below. Am I missing something that you think is super important to learn? Drop a comment. As always, I'll be back with more content in the future, but for now, remember to tell the people in your life that you care about that you love them. Bye!